Hi, welcome back to my channel. This week I decided to make homemade sugar scrubs, and I made them in kind of like a coffee shop tea flavor theme. So I made coffee brown sugar, matcha green tea with white sugar, and chai tea with a mixture of brown sugar and white sugar. I had never made sugar scrubs before, but it's always been something I wanted to do, so I figured why not try it now. And they turned out really great. They are actually a lot easier than I thought they would be. They don't really take that many ingredients, and they're really customizable. You can make any flavor, any scent you want, and mine are completely made with like natural ingredients, so I don't have to worry about any like harmful chemicals or anything like that, if that's something that's important to you. So this video is how I made these, and then at the end I try them out. I see how they smell, I taste them, and I test them out on my skin and see how they feel. These were really easy to make, and if you make them at home, hopefully you enjoy them as much as I do. So let's get started. The ingredients you'll need for this project are sugar. I used both white and brown sugar. Coconut oil, you could probably use almond oil as well if you have that. A way to measure ingredients, bowls for mixing, and a spoon to mix things together. Flavors, dyes, and scents. I used chai tea, matcha green tea, and coffee, but you can use essential oils, food coloring, or other things like plants, but you shouldn't eat it if you use those things. And lastly, I got these cute jars to hold the scrubs, but Tupperware or another container would work just as well. My matcha obsession may be new, but it is strong. To make the matcha green tea scrub, combine a matcha powder and green tea leaves in a small bowl. This was about 2 teaspoons of matcha powder and probably a tablespoon of green tea leaves, but I just cut open a tea bag. Next, I combined a little less than 1/4 cup of white sugar and an equal amount of coconut oil, but you could probably use a little less coconut oil because I ended up needing to add more sugar. There you can see I added in more sugar. Then I mixed in the tea.
This smells like grass.
The last step is to scoop it into the jar.
That one looks like pesto.
My favorite part of this scrub is the color. This scrub is good to use on lips because the white sugar is not as rough on your skin. Chai is one of my favorite types of tea, so I was so excited to make this one. To make the chai sugar scrub, split the sugar portion into half white or granulated sugar and half brown sugar and whisk those together. Then I had about 1/4 cup of chai tea that I had steeping for a while so it would be strong. But as you can see, that was way too much liquid because the sugar started dissolving immediately. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner, but
Anyway,
All the sugar got dissolved. Why did I do that?
so just add in the tea spoonfuls at a time so it doesn't ruin the whole thing. Anyways, I added more sugar.
so
Why did I do this?
I don't know. I can't.
I'm so dumb. Well, I knew as I poured it in, I was like, oh shit.
And then I added more sugar. And then I kept adding sugar. I didn't want to make it too runny again, so I only added a small scoop of coconut oil. Next, I included a bit of chai tea powder to make the smell stronger. Finally, I poured the mixture into the jar. This scrub was a mess, but it turned out okay in the end. Since it's mostly white sugar, you could probably use this on your face as well as your body. On the bright side, it smells great. It wouldn't be coffee shop themed without this one. To make the coffee brown sugar scrub, measure the amount of sugar you want into the bowl. I didn't want a lot of this scrub, so I started out with about 1/8 of a cup or 1/2 of a 1/4 a cup. Then measure the same amount of coconut oil and mix them together until it looks combined like this. Next, go ahead and mix in the coffee grounds. I just cut open a K-cup because I didn't have any coffee grounds, and stir that in. I just eyeballed this, but I think it turned out to be about 1.5 tablespoons. I'd recommend starting out with less and adding more later. I decided I wanted more of it, so I added in more brown sugar and a little more coconut oil. It turned out to be easier to mix with a fork, or if you have a small whisk, that would probably work as well. It turned out to be easier to mix with a fork, but if you have a small whisk, that would probably work as well. In the end, it looked like this. I added a bit more of the coffee grounds. Then it's ready to go in the jar. It looks terrible, but trust me, it smells amazing. This is what the final product looks like. The coarser brown sugar makes this scrub perfect for your hands, arms, or legs, and it's only 3 simple ingredients. Okay, so I finished making the sugar scrubs, and now I'm gonna test them out and see if I like them or not. All the ingredients I used were edible, so I'm gonna taste them as well. In case you wanted to use them as a lip scrub or something, then you could do that if they taste good, I guess. And then I'll smell them and try them out on my hands. I'm gonna start out with the Matcha Green Tea flavored sugar scrub. It turned out really green, which is nice. It doesn't really have a smell. I really like the taste of matcha, so we'll see if I like this. I'll taste it a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it just tastes like sugar, so I like it. Okay, now I'm getting the matcha flavor underneath the sugar. I kind of like it. I wouldn't want to eat it, but if it was on my lips and then I tasted it, I wouldn't hate that. Just how it feels on my hand. It feels good. It's not too runny or anything. So it's about a day later, and I tried the Matcha Green Tea scrub again, and it turned my hand green. I don't know if you can see it on there, but I feel like it would be exfoliating. Next, I'm gonna try the chai, brown sugar, and white sugar combination. I just wanted to see what it would be like if you combine both types of sugar, but then I ended up making a mistake and putting in too much tea, so everything kind of like disintegrated in there, but I added way more sugar and it's a little bit like thicker now, but it's way runnier than the other two. I'm expecting this one to taste really good because it's chai and sugar and you can't really go wrong with that. Yeah, that tastes really good. I like that one. If you like chai, you'll definitely like this. It tastes really, like it tastes like candy. All it is chai and sugar, and then I put in a little bit of coconut oil. So that one tastes great. Try it on my hand. This one does actually feel a bit rougher than the other one. It's probably because of the brown sugar. It's not very sticky, although I feel like it's more sticky than the matcha. Okay, so I ended up going to rinse it off because it ended up being a lot stickier than the first one and I couldn't just wipe it off with a towel. I mean, you're gonna do that anyway if you use it, so it's not really a big deal. Okay, and then last I saved the coffee brown sugar flavored one. This one was the one I was most excited to try because it smelled so good when I was making it. My brother said it smells like the way you wish coffee tasted, which I kind of understand because I love the way coffee smells. And I also like the way it tastes, but it smells way better than it tastes. So yeah, so I'm gonna taste this one. There's a lot of coffee grounds in here, so I'm kind of not expecting it to taste great. Here goes. Yeah, it tastes good. It tastes like coffee, but it's also kind of crunchy because of the coffee grounds. So it's not like fun to taste it, but it doesn't taste bad. So I'll try this one on like my arm, I guess. This one definitely feels the most, like the roughest out of the three, and that makes sense because it's got all brown sugar. My arm feels smoother than it did before, so I guess it worked. I would say my favorite was the coffee one. I like the way it smells a lot. For the matcha one, it doesn't really have a smell, so I didn't really like that about it, but I bet it would have a lot of benefits because I've heard green tea is like good for your health and stuff. If you like sugar, then these taste great, although you probably shouldn't eat just like straight sugar and coconut oil anyway. Okay, thank you for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you let me know by hitting the thumbs up below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss my next video. See you next week. Bye!